everybody. Welcome to Therapeutic Yoga today. We are tackling headaches. So what we're going to need for our class today is a chair to sit in. Just have a seat in the chair so that your screen is in front of you. We're going to start with some more physical therapy related activities. But once we hit the mat, what you're going to need is a yoga mat, a bolster, and a yoga block, as well as a yoga strap when we hit our mat. Now, in sitting, you'll also need the yoga strap. But if you've got a piece of TheraBand or resisted band at home, I'd like you to grab it because we're going to be using it to do some neck stabilization in this sitting position. So, headaches. Let's talk headaches for a second before we get doing fun things for headaches. Now, I personally have a top 3 list for things that cause headaches, so I figured I would share them with you. First and foremost is probably a no-brainer to anybody, and that's stress. But specifically, I feel stress in the form of 3 different things. One is tension stress. So that could be physical tension, mental tension. That's kind of driving a stress response in your body. And the second thing that really causes stress to your body for a lot of individuals are bright lights. And so if you're exposed to really bright light, say outside or in your house for a long period of time or in an office or something like that, without having sunglasses or something to darken that light, that really stresses your oculomotor nerve and your eye vision system, which can, of course, drive headaches. The third thing that I feel is a stress-related response to headache is the lack of sleep, specifically your deep sleep or that most restful healing phase of sleep that we have. Now, second cause of sleep, stress being, of course, number 1, second cause of sleep is poor posture. Now, just like stress kind of has 3 kinds of side pieces to it, I feel like poor posture has 3 side causes to it. The first thing with poor posture is just generally us overstressing our eyes with TV screens, smart phones, any sort of tablet or something, and really having ourselves in a position that our neck is out of alignment relative to our rib cage and our spine. Now, one of the key culprits to that is these little things right here. Now, glasses have a twofold problem when it comes to headache. Number 1 is that the glasses fit way too tight on the muscle that sits on the side of your head, which is called your temporalis muscle. Now, that particular muscle is a jaw muscle. So it is responsible, if you put your fingers on the side of your head right now, and you clench your jaw, you close your jaw really tightly, you will feel that muscle contract. So if you've got sunglasses or eye vision glasses that are really kind of pushing into that muscle, that in and of itself can drive a headache. The second cause of headaches related to posture, related to glasses, is bifocals. So, or even transition glasses, which are essentially bifocals with a smoother transition. The problem with bifocals is that it's the bottom half of the lens that is used for reading. Reading is intended to be within 12 inches from our eyes. The problem is, as an individual wears these glasses all day long, the glasses kind of migrate a little bit down the nose. And as you do that, you have to go into extension of your upper neck to be able to use that bottom half of those glasses. And so twofold reason glasses are a major driver of headache. Now, that doesn't mean don't wear glasses. Obviously, if you have vision impairment or you are in bright sunlight, you need to have glasses. But check in that your glasses fit really well. And if you're using a bifocal or a transition lens, make sure that they fit the bridge of your nose so that you're not using the glasses in a lot of OA extension. Okay, the third thing related to posture. So again, remember the first thing related to posture is just poor posture with your neck. Second thing was glasses. And okay, here's the third thing. So this is a mask. So a lot of us are wearing masks a lot more frequently these days. And so if the mask is tight fitting on the back of the ear, That is one problem with the masks. The second thing with masks are a lot of us feel or kinesthetically have a sense that we're not breathing as well, even though we are. And so what tends to happen is you start to mouth breathe more. So when you're mouth breathing more, you're keeping an imbalance of the jaw muscles, your temporomandibular joint. So with those muscles becoming imbalanced, it in fact drives a headache because of that. The second thing that causes a headache with mask wearing is you're not really doing as efficient job of getting rid of all of that CO2 because you're letting all the air come in and out of your mouth rather than your nose. So it too can drive a headache. So stress number one, posture number two. Those are what we're going to be working on today. But I cannot start a headache class without talking about the third potential cause of headaches, in my personal opinion, which is poor nutrition habits. Now, that's a twofold issue. The first issue is related to dehydration. So note to self, write it down if you need to. Whatever your body weight is in pounds, you should be drinking half of that number in ounces of fluid a day to hydrate your body. So if you're 130 pounds, you should be drinking 65 ounces of water at a minimum a day. Also, think of those things that we drink, like alcohol, that are dehydrating. Red wine and champagne are the worst. So if those are things that you tend to drink that are dehydrating, they are the number two things of alcohol, the first two things of alcohol that do stimulate headaches. The final thing I will mention relative to headaches, relative to the third cause, which is more nutrition based, are triggers. A lot of us have particular foods that trigger headaches. Chocolate, aged cheeses, MSG that's in a lot of processed food can trigger headaches for certain individuals. Yogurt, believe it or not, because of its high sugar content, fruit juices because of its high sugar content, and finally nitrates, which are oftentimes in processed meats, major triggers for some individuals. So if you have headaches that you know may be a little bit posture driven, maybe a little bit stress driven, but you've been working on all that and you're still not managing that headache, maybe start to look at what you're fueling your body with and hydrating, because that might be a potential cause. All right, I think I've said enough. So let's get started now with working on some things that we can do to alleviate these headaches. So the first thing we're going to do is something in sitting, and it is a soft tissue mobilization technique to some of these muscles that are key culprits to drivers of headaches. So I'm going to highlight today two muscles of the temporomandibular joint, or the jaw, and they're both muscles that close the jaw. And we're going to highlight these muscles at the back of the neck that tend to get really tense and tight with poor posture and bifocal wear. So here's what I'd like you to do. Take your hands and place your hands above your ears onto your skull, on your cranium. Now, really spread out your fingers. The temporalis muscle, again, one of those jaw closing muscles, really kind of fans all the way around the side of your head. So oftentimes when you have headaches there, it's likely the cause. Now, imagine, if you can for a second, that you're maybe in a salon getting your hair washed by somebody. We don't often get our hair washed by somebody at home, but in a salon we do. Take your fingers, soften your knuckles, but really push your fingers into your skull, and then start to move your fingers back and forth, like you're really giving yourself a really rigorous hair washing. That muscle that you're on right now, certain fingers might be on areas that are more tender than others. You can do circles, you can kind of friction and rub side to side or front to back. That muscle is a major culprit of drivers of headaches when it's related to stress, posture, and eyeglasses. And now the beloved masks. So give yourself a nice, good rub through that temporalis muscle. As you're rubbing through that temporalis muscle, do me a favor, take your tongue, place it on the top of the roof of your mouth so that the tip is touching the back teeth, and then take a nice slow inhale into your nose and then slowly exhale out that nose. Let's do it for about another 5 seconds, make it close to a minute. Nice deep inhale into the nose and exhaling out. Beautiful. You've got it. So muscle number one, if it's our strength, if it's our stressor, it's the thing that's tight and tense and causing headaches. Usually those headaches will kind of be around the side of your head. That's the muscle you want to tackle. Okay, now your masseter muscle. It is the second major muscle that clenches your teeth. So if that's a habit you have when you're stressed, or just simply doing that with hard foods or with masks on, that's the second muscle we want to find. So what I'd like you to do is find the bone, your cheekbone as it's called, also known as your zygomatic arch. Find that bone on your face, and then kind of bring your fingers directly below it. You can use 2 fingers, you can use 3 fingers. Do that on both sides so that now you've got your fingers kind of on that cheekbone area. Now, simply do this, clench. You can then find that muscle when you clench. Now that you're on that muscle, same idea. Just kind of rigorously kind of rub it. Don't cause pain, but feel the tension in the muscle as you're rubbing. And oftentimes this muscle, which connects all the way down to our mandible, it can be tight anywhere. Mine tends to be really tight on my mandible where it connects there. So that's kind of where I'm doing my rubbing. But allow yourself to appreciate that even if we chew asymmetrically, so if you tend to chew food more on one side of your mouth than the other, that stimulates a headache because of a muscle imbalance. So give yourself another couple of seconds here to really work on this muscle. Let's do the same thing we did with temporalis. So can you gently take your tongue, place it onto the roof of your mouth, place the tip so it's touching the back of the top teeth. Now, slow, deep belly breaths here. So nice deep inhale into the belly, and then exhaling out. One more time, nice deep inhale into the belly, and exhaling out. You got it. All right. Third muscle I want you to tackle with your hands before we start doing some movement of this head, neck, and body is your suboccipitals. So your occiput is the bone at the back of your head. Suboccipital means below. So submarine means below, marine, below water. Suboccipital means below occiput bone. So if you just take a few fingers and bring them to the back of your skull, all right, here's what I want you to do. Kind of hard to do both of these at the same time. So why don't we just do one at a time so that you can, one, make sure that your shoulder doesn't get too tight and sore, but two, so that we can really make sure that we're on these muscles. So just relax your left hand for a second. Take those right fingers and find that bone, the occiput. And then very gently side bend your head to that right side. It shortens those muscles a tiny bit. Now, start to poke around up there. Do you find an area that's tender? Once you find an area that's tender, gently push on it. Imagine pushing on it enough that you're pushing deep into dense foam. Maintain that pressure on that. Keep your head gently side bent. As you're maintaining that pressure onto that right suboccipital muscle, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do 3 things this time. Our suboccipital muscles are highly connected to our eye muscles through that ocular motor nerve. So what we're going to do is we're going to maintain that pressure on that muscle and just gently kind of move your eyes side to side. I feel my muscle relaxing when my eyes go opposite, but feel for you, if you move your eyes with your head side bent, with pressure on that muscle, does it allow that muscle to kind of contract and relax more? Finally, make sure that tongue is on the roof of the mouth and settled. All right, I'm going to kind of put my tension on and off by moving my eyes. Can you move your eyes, press on that muscle, and breathe? Give it a try. And then release that. So you literally were doing 4 things at once. So certainly, at least you're doing a bit of mindfulness there, right? All right, let's try the opposite side. So left fingers go below that occiput bone. Side bend your head a little bit to that left side, just to shorten the muscles. It's just easier to get in on the bone. And then once you do that, can you kind of feel an area that's a little bit more tender? I'm on it. My area is a little bit different than it was on my right side, probably because I sleep a little bit on my left side. In fact, it's generally more sensitive on my left side personally. So find it for you. Find an area that's tender and hold it. Press into it like you're pressing into dense foam. Keep that head gently side bent. Again, let's work on these eyes. Remember, the eyes are highly connected through the nervous system with these upper suboccipital muscles. So as you move your eyes side to side, I like always working opposite because that contracts those muscles under my fingers and relaxes them. You're beginning to feel those muscles starting to contract and relax. And doing that with that pressure on them is a magical at releasing tension in those muscles if they are the driver of your headache. Okay, can we keep doing the pressure? Keep moving the eyes and place the tongue on the roof of the mouth and breathe. Give it a try. And then slowly relax. Okay, final thing for those upper cervical muscles before we move on to using that strap or that TheraBand. I want you to think about lengthening the back of your neck as far as you can, and then settling your chin into your throat. I've already done a fantastic job with my hair today, ladies and gentlemen. But lengthen the back of that neck and settle that throat. Now, in that position, just gently sit nice and tall. Rest your hands on the tops of your thighs. And then once you have that position, keep it, close your eyes. And then with your eyes closed, thinking about those suboccipital muscles, keep the neck long, keep the chin tucked in. And can you keep your head still, but move your eyes right, move your eyes left, move your eyes right, move your eyes left. As you're doing that, literally just focusing on moving those eyes and keeping that head still and lengthening those muscles of the back of your neck can simply release the tension in those muscles and therefore resume normal life without a headache. So try a couple more times side to side. You've got it. And then gently open your eyes. Let's move on to the next thing. So grab your strap for me if you have it nearby. And then just gently place the strap up and over your right neck shoulder area. Now, if you've ever had a headache that kind of, think about a ram's horn, we call them ram's horn headaches in the physical therapy world, but it's literally a headache that kind of runs all the way up and around to your eye. That is a particular headache that's being driven by this upper trapezius muscle. So let's allow ourselves to kind of release the tension of this upper trapezius muscle. Yet again, a stress tension muscle of our upper body that can drive headaches before we do some strengthening of this neck. So just simply hold your strap in the front with your right side. Hold the strap to the side or to the back with the left hand. And gently let your head side bend over to that right side. And keeping those muscles of the right neck shortened, holding the right hand and strap still, pull the strap backward with the left strap. Now, it doesn't have to be so much that you feel like your body's falling backwards, so keep yourself nice and tall, but have it enough that you feel that all of those tissues of your neck are being pulled backwards. Now that you have that, very, very slowly lengthen your neck, tuck your chin, and gently bring your head over to the left. Feel that tension on the side of your neck. Allow that chin to stay tucked in. So don't let yourself go into OA or upper neck extension. And then just hold that tension in the strap. All right, maybe close your eyes, place your tongue to the roof of your mouth. You've got it. Now, as you're holding that tension, allow yourself to take a deep inhale into your belly. And exhaling out. Let's do that one more time. Deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out. Beautiful, guys. Slowly bring your head back up, release the tension, and then just take the strap to the opposite side. And so when you take the strap to the opposite side, hold it in the front with the left hand, hold it to the side or to the back with the right hand. Once you're there, we're ready to go. Allow your head to side bend over to the left side. Holding the strap still with the left hand, take the right hand and pull the strap and all of those soft tissues of your shoulder neck area to the back. Now, once you have that, keep the tension on the strap. Again, it's not so much tension that you're pulling your body upright. So make sure your spine is nice and long. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin, and then very slowly side bend your head to the other side. It's not about putting an aggressive stretch into the muscle. It's about releasing the tension. So find exactly where you feel that tension, where that strap is pulling those muscles backward. Keep that chin tucked in, maybe close your eyes. Maybe rest your tongue to the roof of your mouth. All right, let's do those 2 slow, deep breaths like we did on the right side. Deep inhale in and exhaling out. Nice deep inhale in and exhaling out. Beautiful. Slowly bring your head back up. Now, take your strap. Move it away from you. We're done with the strap unless you don't have some sort of TheraBand or something. So if you don't have any sort of resisted band at home, take that strap and kind of gently bring it around your neck. I'm just going to throw mine on the floor. Bring it around your neck. Now, what you're going to do with that band is literally place it around your neck. Just like you're about to put a scarf on, or if you're a male, a tie on, or heck, if you're a female, a tie on. But what I want you to do is have it so that it's around your neck. Place the band in your right hand, the band in your left hand. Now, you want to place the band so that the band is below your hairline, so that it's kind of against the spine of the lower part of your neck. Now, once you have it in that position, don't have any tension on the strap yet, but do this for me. Sit up nice and tall. Lengthen your neck. Settle your chin into your throat. Start to grip that band with both of those hands. Maintain that neck nice and tall. Maintain that chin tucked in, and start to now slowly pull that band forward. The idea is stabilization. So you might feel some shaking happening. If you do, that means that you're working the right muscles. So you're not pulling so far forward that you lose that lengthening of your neck. Keep that chin tucked in. Keep that chin tucked in. Keep that chin tucked in. All right, tongue to the roof of the mouth. Can you hold this position? And can you take a deep inhale into your belly? Then exhaling out. One more deep inhale into your belly. And exhaling out. And slowly release the band. Now, if you're somebody that often has headaches and you know the headaches are coming from this muscle, you may not want to walk around all day or go to work or go to the grocery store and have a TheraBand or a yoga strap sitting around your neck. But the truth is, you probably need to do this exercise 3, 4, 5 times a day. So let me show you how you can do this exercise in sitting without any tools whatsoever outside of a hand and a thumb. So here's what I want you to do. You pick which hand you're going to place to the back of your neck, but same idea. Place the the fingers so that they're below your hairline on the back of your neck. Once you have your fingers there, it might be 3 fingers, it might be 4 fingers, entirely a matter of how long your neck is. And then slowly let your elbow fall forward. Now, don't push your fingers into your neck. Lengthen your neck as much as you can. Sit up nice and tall. Allow yourself to drop your chin down. Okay, now this thumb, the opposite thumb, take it underneath the chin. Allow yourself just to secure that chin in that position. The thumb is guiding you to not let your chin lift upward. Okay, now keeping the neck long, keeping the chin tucked in. Start to apply enough pressure into those fingers that the neck has to push back against the fingers. You have it. Now hold that position. Tongue to the roof of the mouth. Feel the shaking in your neck. That's you stabilizing your neck. That's you lengthening those suboccipitals. That's you getting rid of those headaches. Take a nice deep inhale into your belly. Exhaling out. One more breath. Nice deep inhale in. Tuck that chin. Exhale out. Slowly releasing. So 4 to 5 times a day, 2 breaths, 3 breaths are all you have to do, but that will allow you to start to get stability in your neck, significantly improve your posture between your head, your neck, and your rib cage. All right, we are done in sitting. So here's what I'd like you to do. Kind of move your chair out of the way of your yoga mat. Make sure you've got your yoga strap, your bolster, and your block, or something similar to that. And then meet me down on the mat in child's pose.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are in child's pose. So let's talk about how I got here and some alignment cues to think about with child's pose. Those knees should be about 2 fist width apart, so 4 to 6 inches, depending on how big your pelvis and your hips are. But can you take a moment right now, whether your head touches the mat or whether your head is up off of the mat, to kind of look back and see that your feet line up with your knees and your hips. And then in that position, just gently allow your elbows to come down onto the floor. Now, it is a headache class, so we want this to be about the head today. So if your head does not meet the mat, find that yoga block and place the yoga block onto your yoga mat so that you've got support to the crown of your head. So think about where your hairline is, and that's where I want you to put that yoga block. Whatever works for you is what we want to do today. But in this position, make sure that your neck is nice and long, your chin is tucked inward. I'm not going to use it just because I can successfully make it down to the mat. Neck nice and long, chin tucked inward. Really almost feel those muscles contracting around your esophagus and your windpipe in the front of your throat as you tuck in so much. Gaze straight back between those toes on the floor. Now take a nice deep inhale into your belly and exhaling out. Let's do that one more time. Nice deep inhale into the belly and exhaling out. Excellent. Now slowly move yourself up onto hands and knees. Now, when you're getting into hands and knees, alignment of the lower body really doesn't change. So you've got those 2 fists between those knees. You look back, can't see those feet on the inside or the outside, and then those hips stacked directly on top of those knees. Walk those hands so that those hands are directly underneath your shoulders. Index fingers are forward, thumbs are in, and those outer 3 fingers are all the way wide on that mat. Now, let's go through some cat-cows here. Now, it's a headache class. So what I would like you not to do today is to overstress your neck. So I do want you to think about lengthening your neck and looking up, but please do not do that if that causes the slightest bit of tension in the back or front of your neck. All right, let's give this a try. So take a nice deep inhale, sink your belly, lift your tailbone, pull your shoulder blades back, lift that chest, lengthen the front of that neck. Lift gently the chin up and look up. No tension in your neck. Now, as you exhale, push into those arms, spread those shoulder blades, tuck the chin under, tuck that belly in, bring that chin into your chest. You guys get that length through the back of your neck, gaze into your belly button. 2 more. Inhaling, sinking the belly, lifting the tailbone, shoulder blades back, lengthening that chest and neck, looking up, but not to pain or tension. And then as you exhale, push into those hands, really spread those shoulder blades apart, tuck the tailbone, lift that spine nice and high, tuck that chin into your chest, look into your belly button. One more time. Inhale, sinking, 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 sinking. All the way, gently lifting up, no tension today. And then exhaling, be an angry cat, really push through your arms, spread those shoulder blades, tuck that chin into your chest, way up there, bring that eye gaze into your belly button. Very nice. Now slowly come down into tabletop position. So a pose that is exceptionally good to help headaches that are related to posture is what is called puppy pose. So we're going to work through puppy pose right now. So here's what I want you to do. Look where your wrists are. Gently drop your elbows down to where your wrists are. If you did that well, your hips are still stacked over your knees. They haven't gone forward or they haven't gone behind you. So kind of feel for yourself that it seems like your hips are still over top of your knees. And then in this position, before you go any further, have your block somewhere near you because I want to show you a modification of puppy pose. Now, full puppy pose, I'm going to show first, and then I'll show the modification second. So full puppy pose, you want to really squeeze between your shoulder blades and allow your chest bone to come down to the mat, gently touching your chin to the mat, gently walking your arms all the way forward on your mat. Now, when you do this, you feel a really good stretch through that back area. Option number 2, for those of you that cannot get your chest down to the mat, is to take a block in its flattest position. Wherever your elbows are, make sure that the block is between the elbows. And slowly walk your chest down to the block. As you walk your chest down to the block, your chin can be off the end of the block, and only walk your hands up to what your shoulders feel is a comfortable position. So this is a nice, easy modification of puppy pose. Pick which one you want to do now and position yourself in puppy pose. Now that you're in your puppy pose, whichever one you chose to pick, allow yourself to gently take a deep inhale into your chest. As you do, you feel that increase of tension between your shoulder blades, creating some thoracic extension, hopefully improving some of the posture problems driving headaches. Let the air exhale slowly. Let's do that one more time. Deep inhale into the chest, into the mat. And exhaling and exhaling and exhaling. Then slowly walking the hands where the elbows were, pushing yourself back up onto hands and knees, taking a nice deep inhale here, and then exhaling, arching up, pushing away, slowly walking yourself back, 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 sitting the heels down, dropping yourself back down. Counter pose for puppy pose is child's pose. Really get the length of the neck. Really allow yourself to settle that chin into your throat. Rest yourself here for 2 more breaths. Deep inhale into the belly and exhaling out. And one more breath. Deep inhale into the belly and exhaling out. Slowly walking yourself up. And now let's move on to doing something that for most of us is actually even better than puppy pose to improve our posture and reduce our headaches. So here's what I need you to do. Dog hair. There's my OCD shining as I have to take my dog hair off my bolster. Place your bolster on your yoga mat so that it's lengthwise. And then take your yoga block or whatever you're using and bring it to the end so that it's relative same height as your yoga block, yoga bolster. So we all have different heights of yoga bolsters. Round ones tend to be a little bit higher. So for a round one, you might need to be up here, but you can see that that's higher than my yoga bolster. So I'm going to be down here. And if you're using pillows instead of a yoga bolster, it might be that you're even lower, which means you're nice and flat like that. So pick the position for you that you feel like your block most matches your bolster. All right, now we're going to lay on this bolster to really open up through our chest, really improve our posture,
And at the same time, we're going to be working on strengthening that neck. So here's what I want you to do. Bring yourself to the bottom corner of your bolster. There is an easy way to get on this easy, and then there's a very difficult way. The very difficult way that's oftentimes traumatic to your back is to sit yourself on the end and do a reverse curl down into the position. I do not advise that, mostly because a lot of us have aging spines, and that's a really good way to irritate a disc. So I like to lay through my side. So with my hip bone at the very bottom corner of one side of the bolster, place your hands down so that you're down on that same side elbow. And then allow yourself to drop your elbow right to the front edge of the bolster. I like to bring my hand behind my neck to hold my head in place. And then it's a simple log roll to roll yourself over. Now, voila, I have myself so that I am on the bolster. My pelvis is completely on the bolster. My rib cage is completely on the bolster. My neck is free in the center. And then my cranium, my skull, is completely on the yoga block. So see if you can get yourself in that position. Knees are bent, feet are flat on the floor. And then take your arms and gently bring your arms nice and wide. Now, guys, here's the magic of this. That's literally all you need to do. Now, let's make it a little bit more about headaches, not just about posture, but lengthen your neck, settle your chin. Take your gaze, not directly up to the ceiling, but kind of down to one of the corners of your ceiling and your wall. You should feel a gentle stretch through your pectoralis muscle and your anterior chest here. You can go a little higher with your arms if you feel like you want to and you want more of a stretch, but really, quite frankly, for posture, oftentimes just having the arms straight out to the side is absolutely beautiful positioning here. Now, in this position, do a little bit of a brace through your low back. There's no tension on your low back here, but we might as well do something through the lower half of our body, right? Lengthen your neck, settle your chin, deep inhales, not into your diaphragm today. So brace the abdominals and make it all about breathing into your chest. Deep inhale in and exhaling out through the nose. Deep inhale in, exhaling out. One more beautiful stretch for those pectoralis muscles. Deep inhale in and exhaling out. You've got it. Now, no more focus on the breath. No more focus really even on the abdominals and bracing. Lengthen a little bit more through your neck. Settle your chin. Allow yourself, eyes closed or eyes open, you pick. Allow yourself to give those suboccipital, remember those are the ones in the back upper part of your neck, some relaxation. So remember the eyes are connected. So keeping yourself in this position, turn your gaze to the right, turn your gaze to the left, turn your gaze to the right, turn your gaze to the left. And keep allowing yourself to lengthen your neck, tuck your chin. Don't let your head move, but move your eyes. You are relaxing those headache muscles. Allow yourself to do a few more times. And then take your left or right hand. I'm going to use my right so that I'm away from the screen. Take a few fingers and bring it back along that neck, around that lower area of your neck. Don't push into your neck yet. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin. Take that thumb again underneath your chin so that you keep that guidance of keeping your chin tucked inward. Now, in this position, your head is actually resting against something. So before you start to push with your hand against your neck, what I'd like you to do is gently push your head back into that yoga block. Can you feel when you push back into that yoga block, you actually fire all of the muscles all the way down to your tailbone. You may even notice that you start to push your feet into the ground. That's called a radiation. That's okay right now. So keep lengthening your neck, tucking your chin, gently chin guidance with the thumb, pushing that head into that yoga block. All right, now with that hand that's behind the neck, start to push into the spine like you're lifting the spine, but don't let your spine move. Maintain that stability, that contraction of your neck. Take a deep inhale into your belly and exhaling out. Let's do that 2 more times. Deep inhale into the belly and exhaling out. 1 more, guys. Deep inhale in and exhaling out. Release the hands away from the neck. And now we simply need to get off the bolster. So allow yourself just to slowly roll to your side off the bolster. Use the bottom elbow, top hand to push yourself up into a seated position. Allow the bolster to move out to the side of you. We're going to use it again at the very end of class. Yoga block out to the side. Meet me back in that child's pose. Okay, we're in child's pose again. Last time for the day. Settle your sit bones down into your heels. Check your alignment. Can you see? Is it easier for you to lengthen your neck and tuck your chin at this point? I hope so. Allow yourself to take a nice deep inhale into your belly. Good stretch out through that low back and then exhaling out. And 1 more time. Nice deep inhale into the belly. And then exhaling out. Beautiful. Push yourself up out of your child's pose. Slowly allow yourself to lay down through your side. Now, here's what I want you to have. I want you to have your yoga strap. So if you can, find your yoga strap and make sure that you have it when you're about to lay down on your side and then end up laying on your back. So down through the side we go, and then over onto our back we go. Now, once you're on your back, just kind of check in with your alignment for a second. Knees are bent, feet are flat. Can you lengthen through that neck and settle that chin? All right, right knee up into the chest. Keep that neck long, chin tucked. Take a nice deep inhale, and as you exhale, pull that knee into your chest. Now, with that knee into your chest, take a deep inhale into the belly, and then exhaling out. Then slowly lower the right knee down. Take that left knee up and into your chest. And then with that knee into your chest, a nice deep inhale in, watch your neck position. And then as you exhale, slowly bring that knee into your chest. Good. 1 more breath here. Deep inhale in and exhaling here. Beautiful. Bringing the left foot back down onto the mat. Now, another yoga pose that's very good for headaches, for the same reason that puppy pose is great for headaches, because it creates that extension that we often miss through our thoracic spine and our upper part of our rib cage, is bridge pose. But I'm not a big fan of doing full extended bridge pose, particularly if you have issues with your low back. So I want to show you a modification of bridge pose that's really good for posture without creating the irritation that it sometimes does with your low back. So here's what I want you to do. Take your hands down beside your body, and then I want you to roll your shoulder blades underneath you until you don't feel that your upper back is even touching the yoga mat anymore. So my hands are real close to the side of my body. I feel all the weight on the outside of my arms right now. Now that you have that position, so that your upper back is completely lifted off of the yoga mat, so a little bit of a safer version of bridge pose, then start to push into your feet, brace through your abdominals, and then take an inhale and just gently push your knees forward over your toes. So right now you're getting the glute strengthening, some stability through your lower spine, but that beautiful extension through your upper spine. Now, if you don't have any low back issues and you're like, all right, show me, what is that full bridge pose that really helps posture and headaches, then interlace your hands underneath you, really roll your shoulder blades under so that all of the pressure is through your elbows, and then really push your knees forward. Problem is, if you've got a lot of back issues,
You may overuse it rather than getting that length we need through your upper spine. So you pick your poison here. I'm going to stay back with the modified one. But in this position, can you lengthen your neck, settle your chin? Hey, do me a favor. Can you squeeze your glutes? That's it. Now let's do 2 diaphragmatic breaths right here. Deep inhale into the belly and exhaling out. One more time. Nice deep inhale into the belly and exhaling out. Beautiful. Drop your pelvis down, unroll your shoulder blades. Guarantee you, if you had a headache, it's probably already gone. But let's move on to yet another pose that's successful in helping manage headaches, and that is legs up the wall. So grab your yoga strap. Take your yoga strap and have it so that it is around the arch of one foot. And once you have it around the arch of one foot, bring the other leg up and place it around the arch of the other foot. Now, the reason we're doing that is a lot of us have tight hamstrings. A lot of us have weak abdominals. And we're not against a wall right now, so we need to make a fake wall. So what I'd like you to do in this position is start to strengthen and use your quadriceps and lengthen your legs out. And then slowly use the strength of your biceps to pull your legs upward. Only go to that point that you feel tension in the back of your hamstrings. Don't bring your legs up to the point that you feel tension in the back of your knees or your calves. That's your sciatic nerve talking to you guys. So don't go that far. So here is a modified legs up the wall. Now lengthen your neck, settle your chin, gaze at your big toes. In this position, slowly take your tongue and rest it to the roof of your mouth. And keeping yourself nice and steady in your legs up the wall pose. Go back to the eyes and relaxing those occipitals. So make sure that you're not clenching through your mouth. The tongue should have helped you with that. And slowly begin to move your eyes left to right, right to left. Go through that 6 or 7 times, or even more if you like. Keep the neck long, don't let the neck move. And then close your eyes. Imagine where your big toes are. And let's take 3 slow, deep inhales into our belly. So nice, deep inhale in. And exhaling out. Deep inhale into the belly. Soften your face, guys. And exhaling out. And then one more time, nice deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out. Beautiful. Opening your eyes, gently bending your knees, taking the yoga strap and placing it beside you and keeping those knees up and into your chest, lengthening your neck, settling your chin, taking a deep inhale here and an exhale. Then gently dropping the right leg down on the mat. Taking the left foot up and over onto the right thigh. Left hand, just bring it up and over to the side of you. I'm choosing cactus pose today because I know my bolster's on the other side right next to me. But of course, your arm can be straight out beside you. Now in this position, take a nice deep inhale. And then on your exhale, start to pull that left knee over to the right. Feel that beautiful length through your hip and then your pelvis and then your low back and then your rib cage. Keep that left shoulder blade down for me here. Lengthen the neck, settle the chin, and then gently turn your gaze towards your left side. Now, maintaining this beautiful spinal twist, take a deep inhale into your belly and exhaling out. One more time, nice deep inhale into the belly and exhaling out. And turning your head back to the center, starting at that rib cage first and de-rotating the spine, de-rotating the low back, de-rotating the pelvis, and then unrotating that hip. Left knee is up. Place the left foot on the floor, slide the right leg up. Left leg is now straight. Right foot is on the left thigh. Left hand to that right knee, and then that right hand out to the side of your body. And then nice deep inhale. And then on the exhale, start pulling that right knee to the left. Feel that beautiful stretch through the hip and pelvis. Lifting the pelvis, lifting the low back, lifting that rib cage. Boy, that feels good today. Shoulder blade is back and down onto that mat. Have your arms straight or in cactus pose. At the length of your neck, settle your chin, and then turn your gaze to the right. All right, 2 beautiful breaths here. Nice deep inhale into the belly and exhaling out. Deep inhaling in and exhaling out. Bringing the head back first, getting it back in alignment, lengthen the neck, settle the chin, starting at that rib cage and slowly de-rotating that spine. Low back is next, pelvis is next. Unrotate that hip, rest the right foot on the floor, slide the left leg up, and then one more time, bring your knees up into your chest. Take a deep inhale here, and then as you exhale, pull your knees into your chest, lengthen your neck, settle your chin. Take a deep inhale into your belly, and then exhaling out. Then slowly, one foot at a time, resting your feet on the floor, and then allowing yourself to roll over on your side, bottom elbow, top hand, push yourself back up. Now, we're ending class with an actual pose called reclined bound angle pose, also known as Supta Baddha Konasana. So I want you to have everything you need for that pose before we get ourselves positioned in the pose. So you will need your yoga strap. You will need your yoga bolster running parallel on your mat. And then you will need your yoga block placed underneath the head of that yoga bolster. So this is another chance for us to improve that posture and get that length and opening through the front of our body while we're in our final savasana of our class. Now let's talk about this beautiful strap. So what I want you to do, and you can do this pose minus the strap. The strap just gives you a bind, which allows you to relax more through your pelvis. Now, why would binding your pelvis and relaxing through your pelvis and laying yourself over a bolster help headaches? Well, let me let you in on a little secret. The nerves of your pelvis, okay? Those nerves are parasympathetic nerves, guys. So think about the elation that some of us might feel when we've had a big void. Think about the elation you might feel if you're intimate. Think about the stress you feel if you've got to have a bowel movement and you can't. You feel that stress. In fact, that can even drive a headache because of the tension down there. So using a bind allows you to relax through your pelvis, which indirectly allows you to relax through your system. So give it a try if you can. If you don't have a strap that's long enough, just go into the position without the bind. But here's what you're going to do. You're going to place yourself at the bottom of the bolster and place the yoga strap so that it's over your pelvis. Your feet come together so that the bottoms of your feet are touching one another. Then you need to make a loop with your yoga strap. So you either have a D ring or some sort of ring on the bottom of your yoga strap. If you're using, say, something that's like a scarf or a belt, or I don't know, heck, maybe even a dog leash, then just knot it up. Knot it up so that there's tension between you holding your feet and the back of your pelvis. And so once you have yourself in that position, I'm getting mine all set up here. Have it as tight as you feel comfortable. Okay, so I've got mine fairly tight. Make sure that that strap does not sit up and over your back. We're not trying to make an instability in your low back here. We're trying to relax through your pelvic nerves. So do what's comfortable for you. Now, impossible in this position to not lower down into flexion. So really use your arms to allow yourself to do that. So while you have yourself in that bind, I feel my sacrum against the bolster. And then I gently bend my elbows and lower myself down
onto the bolster. Now, allow yourself to really focus on lengthening your neck and settling your chin here. So we're going to begin this doing one neck strengthening exercise first. And we'll open up through our chest with some breaths. And then our focus is going to be all about what's happening down here on our pelvis. So start with, once again, taking a hand behind the neck muscles, lengthening your neck, settling your chin. Take the opposite thumb underneath your chin. Allow yourself to have your tongue to the roof of your mouth, resting position for those jaws. Now you've got a bolster behind you here. So keeping that chin tucked in, lightly push into that bolster. Now keep and maintain that pushing into that bolster. But can you take your fingers against the back of your neck and try to move your neck, but don't let your neck move? You've got it. Now hold that position no matter how much shaking is happening, and just let yourself breathe. Give me 2 or 3 deep inhales and exhales here. I'm keeping my eyes downcasted and a gaze, but you could absolutely close your eyes. And then release your finger from your chin, release your hand from your neck. Let the tension go of your neck against the bolster. And then once again, slowly bring your arms out to the side. Now, rest yourself here. Keep that neck relaxed. Keep your arms engaged for a minute out to the side. Now you feel your entire back of your rib cage, your thoracic spine, your shoulder blades against that bolster. Here's what I want you to do. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, but lengthen your neck and settle your chin. Can you feel what's happening to create extension there? Now hold that position. Take a nice deep inhale into your chest. Exhaling out. Keep the squeeze. Let's try a belly breath this time. Deep inhale into your belly. And exhale. Relax the shoulder blades. Drop the arms down to the side of you now. Let your elbows rest on the floor. Keep that neck nice and long. Keep that chin gently settled. Rest that tongue to the roof of your mouth. Slowly close your eyes. Now, here's what I want you to do. Take every bit of attention you have and place it on your inner thighs and where you feel that stretching in your hips. So our inner thigh muscles have a direct connection to our pelvis, which has a direct connection to those sacral nerves. And so what I want you to do as you're resting here is just try to let your legs feel heavier. See if you can consciously stay aware of that tension in those muscles. But with every exhale, with every thought you've got, and just allow yourself to let those legs relax even more. Soften your face. Rest your tongue in the roof of your mouth. Lengthen your neck. Settle your chin. Focus on your inner thigh muscles. Make your legs heavy and relaxed. Let go. Now slowly start to wiggle your toes and your fingers. And then when you're ready, allow yourself to open your eyes. We need to get ourselves up out of our recline bound angle pose if you're bound, before we can find ourselves ending our class. So if you do not have a bind, you can just gently roll yourself over to the side and use the bottom elbow and top hand to push yourselves up. If you have a bind, here's what I'd like you to do. Place your hands on the floor near your buttocks. Allow yourself to use your elbows, lengthen your neck, settle your chin, push into your hands as you push yourself upright. Slowly loosen your bind around your ankles. And gently allow yourself to take your strap up and around your body away from you. And then find yourself sitting in easy pose. Hands are to the heart, smiles on the faces. All right, so here's my guidelines I encourage you to think about if you struggle with headaches. Get your hydration, watch your food triggers, manage your stress, improve your posture. I just make it sound so easy, right? Take a nice deep inhale into your belly. Exhaling out. Namaste. The highest in me salutes the highest in you. Thank you for joining me today. And sorry about the hairdo, but it's what happens when you work muscles that cause headaches. Have a great day.